When composer Nicholas Britell talks about theme music, he's referring to a musical idea that recurs and that may evolve over the course of the show.
What if the main ideas were almost like the first movement of a symphony? And what if in season 2 is kind of like a second movement of a symphony? So that's actually...
Today I want to explore the music of one of my favourite shows ever made, Succession, and how this music influences the story. Britell masterfully weaves variations of the main theme within the show, and we hear this evolve season to season as the story gets more complex and as the characters grow, change, and disintegrate. This is one of the core background elements of the show that makes watching Succession so gripping and significant. In many instances, the viewer doesn't notice these subtle changes, but it influences the way we experience the story and shapes our opinions about the tragic tale that unfolds. Welcome back to the Film Essay. I'll be doing a number of videos about themes within Succession, so subscribe and turn on notifications to not miss an upload. Each of the siblings in Succession have specific songs within the soundtrack, and by comparing these songs we can already learn so much about the characters at this point in the story, Season 2. Kendall's theme is detached, professional but mournful, with a melody that reflects elements of his character's repeated tragedy. As the New Yorker writes, Kendall so bewitched us because he transcends both archetypes, rebel prince and fool. His melody reflects his character, a gloriously flawed, tragically ridiculous, comically inept Prince Hamlet. Roman's theme couldn't be more different. Wonky and distorted, hip-hop overlaps with out-of-tune piano that chaotically tries to find order and melody. It feels out of step and wrong, like Roman himself, who spends much of the show acting irresponsibly due to his own insecurity. Shiv's theme is more haunting, almost eerie. There is order, with the backing of the orchestra, reflecting Shiv's professionalism within her political career and her ambition. But there is a deep sadness behind the melody, foreshadowing how her pathological drive for power and conflicting relationships will ultimately poison and derail her ambitions. One of my favourite songs from Succession is Strings plus 808 plus Beat. It's playing in the video right now. This song displays the combination of sounds at the heart of Succession, creating a struggle of energies that keys viewers in to the familial dysfunction and power struggle in the narrative. Hip-hop is also the way Kendall is first introduced, as he drives backseat in his private car to the Beastie Boys' An Open Letter to NYC, shamelessly rapping out loud and obnoxiously punching the seat in front. The song is about New Yorkers coming together against social injustice and class divide, which is immediately juxtaposed with the scene after, as Kendall brashly tries to close a 7-figure deal with the influence of his father's media empire. Mirroring this, we later see Kendall in Season 4, older and wiser, riding to Waystar to take over as the rightful post-Logan leader. This time he's actually successful, and this is probably why his Car Journey song is now Jay-Z's Takeover, a fitting title for the move Kendall is about to successfully make. Throughout the show, it's old versus new, Logan's view of tradition versus his children's ideas about innovation and change, old ways of corruption versus the young generation's calls for ethics and consideration. Logan is displayed most commonly with the orchestra in full flight, backed by tradition and years of business understanding, and surrounded by an empire of wealth, power, and influence. Someone like Kendall has some orchestral elements, normally portraying the tragic elements of his character. The wealth he has been born into, and yet his failure to be a killer in the same way his father was. The hip-hop influences symbolize his ambitions to build things that are new, innovative, ethical, to help people and to do good things. But ultimately, there's constant irony in this, owing to Kendall's mega-wealthy position in the Roy family, and with the way Kendall behaves with delusions of grandeur and his thirst for fame and popularity. The classical piano melody paraphrases a piece of Beethoven's Pathétique Sonata, and this is constantly fighting against the 808s and bass of the hip-hop influence. The music captures the way the characters think about themselves, as heroic, titanic figures, even though it's clear to the audience that they're more like tragic, clownish figures. So how has Succession influenced what's to come? Well, it's clear from the success that great original theme music will still capture audiences' attention. What's more, in an incredibly diluted modern TV genre, Building music that evolves and changes alongside the narrative can make the audience feel the story on a deeper level, and establishing a distinctive sound for a show will be integral to its success. I firmly believe that the music of Succession will be remembered as the best TV has to offer, and I hope that other shows will take up the gauntlet to create TV soundtracks that, like the symphonies of Succession, comment as their own consciousness. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing and checking out my other videos.